Alright, what's good? So I just wanted to go over my Sorc build for Season 10. It's a new ladder for me. I've never played D2R, but I did play LOD, so this is kind of like fresh for me. And I started with basically, obviously nothing. And this is kind of where my Sorc is after 2 weeks of playing. So I wanted to go with the blue theme here because while I was leveling, I found an orb and stuff, and I started thinking like, oh man, it would be cool if I had night wings and I could get blue armor because I'll probably use Viper Magi and things like that, right? So on my second day, I was lucky enough to find a Viper Magi, and on top of that, it rolled one away from perfect, so it hit 34. I put a socket in it with an to bump the resistance up. Um, and then we have Mage Fist here. Unfortunately, these do not meet the blue requirement, but we're going to replace them eventually. We just have to find some gloves to replace them with. We're going to be looking for resist gloves, hopefully with some strength or something on them too, but that's the plan. And then here's a rare crystal that I found. It's a 20% FCR, it's 2 cold skill, 20% FCR, and a 2 frozen orb. It's the best one I've found so far. Unfortunately, it's not great, but it's just the best that have been able to find. And I just wanted to show you, like, I keep most of the blue ones that I do find. I ideally, this is what I would want, is an ethereal one, and it would be cool if these mods could get added to this one. If you can see these mods here, 29 to life, 26 to mana, cold res. So if we could make that plus ethereal and then smash that into this and make a singular swirling crystal out of that, that would be ideal. The next thing is we have a night wings here. We were fortunate enough to be able to find one of these. It was my first night wings that I've ever found myself, so I was stoked on it. It didn't roll that high, but it's good enough. Eventually we're going to put a faucet in here, but until then, there it is. The next thing here is some cold skill FCR AMI. It didn't roll that high, but we don't need the FCR technically, so it's good enough as it is. And unfortunately, there's no res either, but it has 9 strength and mana plus regen mana, and that regen mana kind of stacks on top of the Mage Fist, so that helps a lot. On Switch, we have a spirit. This was my first spirit I made, and I hit a 34, so I was really happy with this. I got the Viper Magi in this spirit on my second day of playing, so I was pretty happy with this. Felt relatively strong. And then I crafted an AMI, and then these 2 rings are things that I found, and one of them is cold res and poison res with the FCR, and the other one is cold res primarily. So unfortunately, I haven't found anything better than these 2, but that's good enough. I just haven't felt like investing more into my rings right now. The main thing I'm more concerned about is to replace these gloves. So I've been trying to look for or craft some gloves to replace these. Okay, so the last thing here, is on swap. I'm missing my spirit because I swapped it and put it on one of my other characters temporarily. But we got a CTA here, and luckily we rolled a 5, which is pretty high, so I'm stoked about that. CTA is always good to have, really helps my mana and my health out, so I feel like it's almost a necessity on the Sorc. And the last item here is kind of the reason why I love D2 so much and why I play D2 and why I MF is because of rares like this. So obviously, I'm probably the only person with these rare boots, and that's something that just makes building your character really fun to me. When uniques exist, that's cool, but I think that rares are the best items in the game. I think that they're just so cool, or crafted even. But rares in particular are just really, really cool to me. And these are some of the coolest rare boots I've ever seen. And they stick with the blue theme, which is crazy. So we got 30% faster run walk, perfect 40% cold res, 27% fire res, and then 7% MF, which is kind of just whatever, right? And then their ethereal plus a repair durability mod. That's just like a cool mod. You know, it doesn't really do anything for you. I don't care about the defense. Ethereal's like not gonna help me in any significant way because I'm gonna need the strength to wear spirit anyways. So like the reduced requirements and the increased defense, none of it is effective or helpful for me, but the cool factor is there, and that's what matters to me. Is these are fucking cool. So easily my favorite piece of my Sorc, and the plan is to match them with a blue set of light gauntlets that have a repair durability mod. So that's the goal, and it's kind of a crazy goal to shoot for, but that is the goal. And then we're gonna eventually, you know, swap this out so that we have an ethereal one, and then ideally we would swap this spirit and get an some type of blue monarch to swap here, so that we also have a blue monarch instead of a yellow one. But that's questionable because I think we would lose too much good stats from the spirit. But that is the end goal here, and I would say we're pretty close. The other things here are just the Geeds, a cold rupture, and then 2 cold skill GCs. I found all this stuff, so the rest of it is just cold res so that we can get our cold res up. Here we go with the damage here. I don't think that blizzard damage is right. No, it's not right. Okay, so here we go with the blizzard. 6.1k, and we got the glacial spike 6.7k. And we got the frozen orb at 400. It's more of just like a filler spell, a chip damage spell, or a spell that I use when I'm rushing, because it's fast and effective without me having to aim that hard. So I just kind of send orbs in a general direction, and I'm good to go. At least within, you know, normal and nightmare. It's really easy to rush people with this character in those. So that's the build. The other thing is here we got the vamp gaze, we got a fortitude, and we got an insight. I really invested some of my currency, I guess you could say, right, my funds, into trying to make sure my merc was somewhat strong and adequate, because I feel like that's another thing that's a necessity for a Sorc. I think that your merc strength is really, really important for a Sorc. Having something that can tank multiple hits and be out there on the front line so that you can not get hit and instead have a meat shield, and your meat shield's not going to save you if it's dead, right? So I tried my best to invest some funds into him so that he's strong enough to defend me or support me and stay alive, and he currently is. And I would say that with, you know, the meditation aura, with BO, with the gear that I currently have, I don't have any mana problems, and I didn't spend any points in the mana. So it's really nice. It just makes it just that much nicer to play this character, because I don't really have to deal with mana issues. Like, maybe I'll get low if I spam a whole ton of glacial spikes, but even then, you know, your pauses, your slight pauses when you play, your mana is just gonna get topped off all the time. So it's really nice. I don't want to spend too long on this video, just wanted to showcase it. So there it is. Here's some of my random orbs. Hopefully I'm gonna find one that's ethereal with some good mods on it. Alright, peace, have a good one.